Good morning, campers. It is day 4, early morning, somewhere around 6:15, I think. I'm not sure. I didn't check. Too lazy. It was a hard rain all last night, and I'm still in my sleeping bag because it's cold. I think it got down to about 35, 34. The tarp and bivvy setup never ceases to amaze me. It's absolutely bone dry on the floor here. They even had some wind, but the sides of the bivvy kept me dry. I could hear stuff moving around last night, but I wasn't sure if it was rain or if it was just hitting the ground, but something was moving. And the tarp, after the rain stopped, then you have those times where the big drops off the trees hit and it's just like a thud, like somebody's thumping your tarp. But I think we got about 7 miles today. Get out of here. I think Squidly's up over there. Get some coffee and get moving. It's cold. The birds are up. Just to show you what a tarp and bivvy setup can do, there is the dryness of my bivvy and the tarp that's set up over it. Of course, there's all my gear explosion on the outskirts of it, but stayed dry. Rain was all around me and it poured last night. I guess for about 5 hours or so, maybe 6 hours, till about 2 in the morning, it was complete rain. Now I gotta get all this crap up and put it in my bag. Is one of the hardest parts for me anyway, of getting all ready to go in the morning, getting all that crap back into that bag. We're back on trail, coming out of our campsite above B Branch and the waterfall, and we've made it back to somewhat sign. It's kind of rough. Anyway, just a dead cedar tree, but 204 that way. And it has an arrow down here. It looks like the bee and the tree. That ain't much of a sign, but it's enough to tell us where to go. Very peaceful on this walk this morning. There's no sounds, just a little wind and an occasional airplane that we can't see above the clouds. But what I think is the most fun about a camping trip, hiking trip, whatever, is that hour before sunrise where it's very quiet and I'm awake because I'm an old man and I can't sleep. And I just sit there or lie there and listen. Sounds of the birds starting to get ready for the day. The wind's died down. There's nothing but the wind, a little bit, and silence. I love it. I was thinking about that this morning as I got out of my bag. It was cold, but I was warm just listening to the sound of silence. It's beautiful. We made it back to 204 as we went to the falls and B branch and all that. So this is the sign heading to 204 and then 204A. But now we're back to 224. So Squidly's giving me the thumbs up. Hopefully I can get it right. So this is 224. As we head this way behind the camera, you can't see it, only I can see it. But we're about to head down some little pine trees. It makes a cool little tunnel. I'll show you that. It's the final day and time for the last quotes of the trip. I found 4 more that I think are good quotes. So here they are. The first one is by Benjamin Franklin. He says, "I didn't fail the test. I just found 100 ways to do it wrong." All right. Here's another quote. This is by Charles Swindoll. He said, "Life is 10% what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it." Ooh, that's a good one. That hits me pretty hard. By Rosa Parks. She said, "I have learned over the years that when one's mind is made up, this diminishes fear." Ooh, that's good. The last quote I have for you guys is this. Amelia Earhart said, "The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is mere tenacity." Oh, that's a good one. What a good quote. As you head down this trail 224, heading back to Borden Creek trailhead, what you find, I don't know if you can see it, is this interesting topography, all these little small pine trees that create all these pine needles on the ground. It creates for a really cool small trail that's real soft. It's very inviting, but it's so peaceful. You just feel like you're in a little pine tree tunnel as you're walking. Eventually we'll head downhill back to the Borden Creek bridge, as Squidly called it, the post-apocalyptic bridge. And then we'll head up to our car and we'll be done. We still got a few miles left, and I'm just enjoying this last bit of forest before I go back to the real world. This will about end this trip to the Sipsey Wilderness. I think I'll call it Return to the Sipsey Wilderness. I've been here several times and just absolutely love this place. It's so wild and such awesome exploration of places out here. Caves and bluffs and waterfalls and all sorts of neat topography that you don't see anyplace else. I hope you enjoyed this episode of As a Crow Flies Hiking and this series in the Sipsey Wilderness. I'll see you next time on As a Crow Flies Hiking.